Listen, listen, better late than never. You know what I mean? Don't get on my back right now. You understand? I had to travel far to get here. You understand? But it's gonna be all right. Everything is gonna be all right. Rock the mic now. All right, let's go, y'all. Daily Go Getivism show. Flashback Friday. Thank God it's Friday. And it's on right now. It's going DOWN now, and I not a clown, but I make you laugh. Make sure we have as much fun as a bubble bath, and it's soothing, relaxing, watch your backs and make sure that your life is full of action, the good action, meaning that you're making moves, and we got a lot to say, got a lot to approve. A show approve is something that every black child must do, and I'm gonna tell you why tonight. Oh, yo, tonight on the Daily Go Getivism show, we're talking about, is it better to earn it or to inherit it? Is it better to earn it or to inherit it? Now, I know that a lot of people think it's so great to get it up out the mud. Blood, sweat, and tears. You know, that journey, that struggle, it builds so much character. It makes you feel like, you know, you the self-made man, self-made millionaire. We talk about it all the time. But is it really the best way? We even tease people who have inherited large amounts of money and wealth and all of that kind of stuff, property and estates. We say you was born with a silver spoon in your mouth. You don't never get your hands dirty. You can't go out. That's how we look at people who have had parents, grandparents, great grandparents that have put in that work, put in that pain, and have done what's necessary in order to continue a legacy of wealth and success in their families. We don't always give them the respect that they deserve. Either that, or we respect them to the point where we don't think that there's another way to get it. But a rose always grows in the cement, and we're no short of that. But when you think about it, for our people, how many examples of generational wealth, of turning over the success that our prior peoples have had, do we have to speak about? So are we turning a page from the wrong books? Are we giving the wrong looks? Or are we giving credit where credit is probably not as due as we have been giving it? Well, we're going to find out tonight. We're going to talk about it on this Flashback Friday. Thank God it's Friday. So that's how it's going down on the Daily Go Getivism show. And I'm so glad to be here. Even though it was a short week, it doesn't feel like it. It feels like we still had to climb up that mountain, and we did, because no matter where your station is, what your job is, what you have to do, what your personal or familial situation is, you know, you have to struggle to get from point A to point B, from beginning to end. And you know, not to bring the party down, but you know, a lot of us haven't made it from Monday or Tuesday till today. Some people did not make it. That's not a curse on their part. I'm not even so sure if it's a blessing on our part, but we have to keep it going. As long as we are here, we got to take care of ourselves, and we have to take care of those who are around us as well as we can. So that brings us here to the Daily Go Getivism show. Is it better to earn it or inherit it? Is it better to earn it or inherit it? Oh, it says we're buffering. Are we buffering? Are we buffeting? I hope not. Let's get it together. I hope that we, you know, get that video right. Come on. YouTube. Let's make sure that we get that video right, get that audio right, get everything right. How we doing now, y'all? Because there's literally nothing I can do to fix it. So I'm just gonna sit here and hope that it gets better. That it get better. Oh man. Wow. Oh wow. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm looking at my memories from 4 years ago. And it's funny, I was just talking about how a lot of people didn't make it from today. From Monday until today. And I see that on the 6th of January in 2019, that's when my girl Lakeisha Brown, that's when I found out about her passing. And I see that I posted about it. Yeah, that was my girl. But it's one of those stories about how in the beginning of the year, when you have just spoken to somebody or communicated with them just a few days before, wishing them a happy new year and all of that, and we crossed the threshold of the new year, and they didn't cross the threshold with you. Well, they may have just crossed the threshold, but they didn't make it. They didn't make it to February or the MLK Day. So, well, let me start off by saying, rest in peace, Lakeisha Brown. She used to listen to or watch the Daily Go Getimism show faithfully every day. And that's when we used to give out all those shout outs at the beginning of the show. You know what I'm saying? It was downtown Keisha Brown, even though she was from uptown Harlem World, baby. Anyway, rest in peace, you. I'm sure that you have blessed the show many times, from the other side. And shout out and much blessings and condolences to all of those who have lost anybody and everyone recently or in the past. If it still lives within in your mind, your heart, your spirit, your love, shout out to you. And I'm sure I don't have to tell you that we have to keep going regardless. And that's what we are talking about when we talk about inheriting something. I'm pretty sure that each and every one of us wants to leave something to our children. And unfortunately, for many of us Black people, the thing that we're normally talking about leaving for our kids is actually the struggle. We leave them a little bit of money. A little bit of money. A lot of times it's just, whatever our pension was or our savings was or some insurance money. Normally totaling up to, I don't know too many people whose parents have left them more than maybe a couple of $100,000. And I'm being generous there because I don't really know that many people who have been left that much. Most people that I know have been left about 50 grand, 75, maybe 100. And they fucked that money up fast as fuck. They did. They went through that money and obliterated it. Obliterated it. So we don't know about generational wealth. We don't know a lot about it. But we tease people. We tease some of our peers whose parents have a little bit of money. You grew up, y'all had two parents in your house. Y'all always had a car. Y'all always had heat in your house. You always had a new lunchbox, a new book bag. You ain't never had no ran down sneakers or holes in your jeans or blah 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 blah. You grew up, y'all was paid. Y'all had your parents had money. They spoiled you rotten. And their parents ain't really have no money. Their parents had a good job. Their parents had good jobs. Maybe they were good with money, but they're not no real money. They weren't millionaires. There were some people that we knew that grew up that had big houses in East Oak Lane. This is a Philly thing. East Oak Lane, Germantown, Mount Airy, Winfield. You know what I mean? Those were all of the big expensive properties are. Maybe a little bit of Overbrook Park, but if you was really doing it, maybe you had maybe your parents had something going on over on the main line. Maybe your parents were lawyers or something like that. But no real money. We ain't talking about no tens of millions of dollars. We don't really know about that. So our parents mostly have left us a good work ethic and the struggle. So we know more about having to build it on our own, having to struggle on our own, having to become self-made even after our parents had become self-made. Now, this is a personal opinion of mine, but your children should not have to be self-made if you're self-made. If you're self-made, then your children should be continuing on from what you have made out of yourself. If you make millions, your children should be carrying on those millions and building more millions off the millions that you're going to leave behind for them. They shouldn't be having to start off from no hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands if you already have millions. Whatever job that you have done, whatever techniques that you have employed in order to have a whole lot of money, a whole lot of wealth, a really big estate, your children should know exactly what you did, and you should be training them, grooming them, priming them, and putting them in the practice of being able to do what you've done. You should be putting them in your network. Shoot. Yeah. Okay. It's all great that you taught them how to work with their hands, tools, and all that kind of stuff. I'm sorry. Those things don't build wealth. I don't care how hard or how many overtimes or how many hours you put in to construction work. Until you get to the point where you're signing the contracts, you'll never be rich. You'll have hurt back, shoulders, legs, knees, and all of that kind of stuff. You'll have a short life, maybe 55 to 75 years old, because you're smoking, drinking, all of that kind of stuff, and you'll bust your ass every day. You might have a nice car note. You might have a nice house, mortgage, but you'll never get rich. If my dad didn't teach me nothing, he taught me you'll never get rich working with your hands, Omar. You'll never get rich doing that. You got to get to the contract level. You got to get to the contract level. If you don't have 100 people working for you, then 100 people will always be making more than you. You got to be able to be in Hawaii while your people are making money for you over in New York, Philly, Baltimore, Boston, wherever. He knew it, and he put it into practice. So my biggest tragedy in my life is when I lost my birthright in 2007. We owned 100 properties in the city of Philadelphia. 100 fucking properties. Like, do you 100? Even if we had 100 tenants, that would be one thing. We had over 100 properties that we owned through personally and through partnerships. And we sold out. We sold out before we were about to lose out. So that was my birthright. In 2005, I would have told you I will never work for anybody again. I said that proudly. Just 2 years later, I got to look for a job. It happens. But that's what happens so often in our world. We all have to become self-made again. And we look at it. We look at that. We look upon that proudly and fondly. And we shouldn't. We shouldn't. Look at Michael Jackson's career. Look at his estate. They say that no matter how much money black people make, they always wind up giving it back to white people. We could see that happening with Michael Jackson before he died. His kids were white. His baby moms were white. We don't know or can't be sure if any of his children are his biological children. I've heard a lot of arguments pro and con. Like, yeah, I think this one really is his because it really looks like him. And I'm like, I don't know. When I see any of those kids, I don't see Michael Jackson. I'm sorry. I don't see the young Michael Jackson. I don't even see the older one. But I don't know. I don't know. But we don't give enough respect to those who have inherited. Yet, we're forced to respect those who have inherited it because they're the ones who run this world. The Morgans, the Rockefellers, the Vanderbilts, De Beers. So we can We can dispute it, we can hate it, we can try to downplay it and all of that. I don't know. For our people, I think it's probably better for us to have inherited it because it'll show a legacy of us having it before. I would much rather come from money than to have to go and get it. It's like a relay race. It's a lot easier to win a relay race when you're not the first one that has the baton. The one who gets the baton after the first one is already in motion when they receive the baton. So it's not that they didn't have to put in any work. It's not that. They already had a head start and they were already in motion. They already had momentum when they received the baton. So you could keep going. So your individual effort was the effort that will put you in position even if you were behind when you received the baton. But your personal acumen after receiving what was given to you can put you in front. So the person that you give the baton to, even if they're not as fast as you, they already have a head start because you gave it to them. So great-great-granddaddy to great-granddaddy to granddaddy to daddy to you to your son to your grandson to your great-grandsons. They are already in position to win. I think it would benefit us to start thinking more in that way, because that would put more of us in positions where we would have to take more responsibility for what happens with our children, our legacy, our family, our bloodline, our lineage. And that's not to take anything away from those who have earned it. But there are more than one way to earn something. You can earn something from wherever or whatever position that you are in. You don't always have to start from zero in order to say that you've earned something. You don't always have to start from zero. But see, that's the black mentality. We stuck in thinking that, we gotta, we came from the projects. We didn't all come from no projects. Oh, we was dirt poor. We wasn't all dirt poor. You know what I mean? We gotta stop that. Plenty of us have had things. We've had stuff. Plenty of us have had good jobs. Plenty of us have gone to school. Plenty of us have had good ideas. Plenty of us have had the hustler's mentality. We got out there and put in the long hours, had good ideas, got funding, got formed alliances, built up networks. Plenty of us. Many of us are doing that right now. I consider myself to be doing it right now. We don't have to start from zero. Friends help friends. That's what we talk about what friends are for. That's what friends are for. So you won't have to start from zero. If I'm in the club and I have access to the door, my peoples ain't gonna have to, they gonna get on that guest list. They're gonna get on that guest list. You're not gonna have to wait in that line and have to be chosen randomly. It ain't gonna happen. Nah, look, my people's on this list. When they come to the door, you let them in. As a matter of fact, you let them in, and they don't go through those metal detectors either. Whatever weapons they have, they good in here. That's how it gets done. Friends and family are there to make sure that friends and family get theirs first. There's enough for everybody, but friends and family get theirs first. Everybody else, y'all do with what we have left over. There's still enough for everybody, but y'all got to pick through the scraps. Y'all got to pick through, all of the good apples, all of the good grapes, all of the good bananas, all of the fresh fruit, all of the fresh produce went to my peoples. Now it's still some fresh stuff, but it ain't the freshest of the freshest. You know what I'm saying? But y'all still going to eat. Everybody going to eat. but you ain't gonna eat like my people gonna eat. Now, I understand when it's your turn. If I'm your people, then I'm going to eat first. If I ain't your people, then I got to go through the scraps and I got to make the best of whatever I had for me and mine. But earning it, there are lots of ways to earn whatever you have. Earning respect, earning wealth, earning money, earning accolades or what I want to say, a synonym for accolades, awards and rewards. So yeah, it's hard for us to respect the person who won the lottery. But $10 million is $10 million, baby. Now, most people who win the lottery wind up not having any of that money later on or very soon after they win it. It's because they don't know nothing about it. They don't know nothing about being rich. They didn't have to practice. But I'll tell you what, those people who won the lottery have, or what they did that a lot of us haven't done. You know how they say that insanity is doing something the same way every time and expecting a different result. They say that's insanity, right? Well, people who win the lottery play the same number day in and day out, time after time after time after time. And they are expecting a different result. And guess what? Sometimes they get it. They some crazy mother. Shut your mouth, Omar. Shut your mouth. Yeah, anybody who says the definition of insanity is doing something the same way over and over again and expecting a different result has evidently never gambled. Most of us have gambled in some way, somewhere. So that's not my definition of insanity. And if it is, then I'm crazy as hell. I see we have a call on the line. We're going to talk about this. Is it better to earn it or inherit it? Friday night on the Daily Go Get It Business Show. And if y'all would like to call into the show, I invite you to call in. And the number to call is area code 319-527-6199. That's a number to call. I said a 319-527-6199. Yes, y'all. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get on the line. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. 319-527-6199, baby. Press number 1, and that will let me know that you would like to speak. And then I will call you out by the last 4 digits of your telephone number, and you can rock on and do the damn, do the damn thing. Okay. Carol Chamberlain says, but some who inherit also lose it fast because they don't pay attention to how to keep and multiply the inherit. That's right. So the duty of the person who is leaving it behind is to teach those who they are leaving it to how to keep it going. You know, you look at Madam C.J. Walker. What was she, like the first Black female millionaire in the United States? Made all of that money through her inventions, not just the hot comb. You know, the straightening comb. We credit her for inventing the straightening comb. She didn't actually invent that. She perfected it. She marketed it well, but she had other things. She became a millionaire. And do you know how hard it was to become a millionaire in the early 1900s? $1 million was $1 billion back then. You know, and so imagine what $1 billion back then was when you get a Carnegie's or somebody like that. Like, what do you mean you had $1 billion? You could buy Mars for that much. Anyway, all right. Yeah, we got to teach our babies how to keep it going. You got to teach them the business. You can't just give them the fish. You got to give them the fishing pole. Even if you give them the fishing pole without the fish, Look, I got to teach you how to fish, and then I got to teach you how to sell some fish. I got to teach you how to fish, how to prepare the fish, and how to sell the fish. And I need you to sell more than you eat, way more. Okay, all right, caller with the block number. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. Thank you for holding. What's on your mind this Friday evening?
Yeah, hello, sir, and good evening. I enjoy your topic here and also your little promotional of the topic. Now, to answer the question, is it better to earn it or to inherit it? And I would say it's better to earn it, although it's more desirable to inherit it, but it's actually better to earn it. And you pointed out some of the particulars that usually, I don't have the statistic right here before me, but a great majority of people who, just like with lottery winners, who inherit money, lose it certainly by the third generation. It's all gone. And so you pointed it out very succinctly that, they don't know how to manage it. See, when one doesn't earn it, they really don't appreciate it. They really don't. They can't. It's hard to appreciate something. It's just the human paradigm. It's hard to appreciate something that one didn't earn. So it's easy to splurge with it. You don't preserve it. You don't protect it the same way. So, yeah, that is, I think, an observation that history has proven.
Do you think that we don't appreciate it, or we just don't cultivate it, or we don't continue it? Because I think we appreciate what we're given. I don't think that we go through the proper channels to learn how to maintain it. But I don't know if that's appreciating. You think so? I don't know.
And see, people are pretty much, I look at people pretty much the same. Human behavior is pretty much the same, particularly across class, the class paradigm. And so I would say that, learning how to preserve something is part of appreciating it properly. So that's you touched on something very important there. That's a primary component, is learning. And see, that's beautiful what you just said. The absence of having to earn something almost ensures, when you look at the human paradigm, how the human psychology, how humans behave, they just tend not to respect and or appreciate that which they didn't work for, because they didn't work for it. Someone else did and handed it over to them. And so that's why the statistics are the way they are. Like, for example, I could easily manage a ton of money. It would be no problem for me because, see, I've put in 60 to 80 hours a week. So I understand what it is. I was able to allow my slave dollars to work for me. Thus, I still work, but I don't have to. It's just because I want to. And I find that people in that particular category view it very much the same. Now, I'm not uber wealthy. I admit that, but I have no debt. And that's the way I like to categorize myself. I have zero debt. And because if a person earns $1 million and they spend $1 million plus, on balance, there's still growth, right?
No.
Really? Well, they have no money if they're bankrupt if they spend more than they earn. If you follow my scenario, I say if you earn $1 million and you spend what you earn, then you haven't saved anything. So you really haven't, created wealth. You don't agree with that?
Well, I understand what you're saying, but when we speak on the show, I have to make sure that we speak in a way that a 5-year-old would be able to understand, because I want to make sure that we communicate with a level of clarity that will allow people to be able to help themselves or get the help that they need or require, regardless of how intricate the subject matter may be. So when I say, okay, my thinking is this: all businesses, regardless of how wealthy they all have debt. It's a part of wealth. At the highest level, your debt allows you to actually maintain your wealth because you can write it off with your taxes. So Amazon or Trump's or any of the Microsofts, the Apples, and all that, they all have debts. They create systems to accumulate debt, just like credit card companies do. Citibank, Chase Manhattan. So part of being wealthy is being able to maintain your wealth through being able to manage your debt. So you learn how to use your debt in order to create more wealth. And at our lowest levels, we think that being wealthy or being comfortable is being free of having to pay anybody, and that's not the way it works. And that's what I want us to get out of the mentality of. I want us to get out of the mentality of thinking that the only way to have anything is to not have to pay anything out or to not owe anyone. No, that keeps us in that slave mentality, because it keeps us from reaching higher, taking chances, making the big gambles that will pay off with less risk and more rewards. So so I understand.
I want to ask you a question at a certain juncture, but you say when.
No, go ahead. You can do it now.
Okay, thank you. First of all, do you understand? Do you think a 5-year-old understands what you just said?
I know that I can make a 5-year-old understand. The demographic of this show is not for 5-year-olds.
That's a different question. That's a different response. I would say no. You didn't. A 5-year-old would not understand. But I understand. I understood what you just said, and let me show you that I do. All right. There are two basic schools of economics. There's the Keynesian, John Maynard Keynes, which is the debt root, and then there's the Ludwig von Mises, which deals with the accumulation of commodities, as it were. Now, I understand what you just said, but Keynes made the point at the end of the particular debt road. He said we all die. Now, if you go to the, I'll think of it in a second here, but there is the calculator, the U.S. debt calculator, and you'll see how much debt we're in right now. Debt can be used. I agree with you. It's like a judo move in economics. One can use debt to improve, i.e., enhance their financial position. But one has to be very, very careful with that, because that has caused a lot of businesses to go out of business, to overextend themselves. That's what we generally call it. So I understand both sides of the ledger, sir.
Okay. I'm not saying that I never suggested that you didn't understand it, but they're more than
right. But let me say this. See, let me just tell you now. Jay Leno talks about this a lot, and I'll just reference him. Jay Leno is a very wealthy man, but he believes in owning every damn thing he has. He doesn't believe in debt. Now, I've owned businesses, right? I still do. And I've been a person who collected interest. So I know what it means. But the point is that having a lot of debt, one has to be very careful, because that debt will crush you. That debt will crush you. If there's a downturn in the market or whatever, and you have these margin calls or you have to pay the debt off, that can be a problem. And a lot of people can't sustain that. So yes, debt, in fact, I do financial counseling, by the way. So debt is often considered good in a very few limited areas. For example, maybe starting a business, getting an education at one time, although that's a little bit dubious now, and of course the purchase of a home. But a lot of people who've gone the route, the Keynesian route that you just recited, are dead now. They're in so much debt, they'll never climb out of that debt pit. What do you have to say?
I think it's interesting that you use Jay Leno as an example of being very wealthy. He's not very wealthy. He's rich, but he's not very wealthy. He's not a billionaire.
Okay, well, what are you talking about? Let's define our terms before we move forward.
Well,
what are you talking about?
Wealth is the amount of money that works for you, that rolls over and creates itself. So wealth doesn't stop at how much money you have in the bank or whatever you have liquid wise. It's your whole net worth, the accumulation of your assets and how they regenerate themselves. That's what wealth is. So I'm not saying that Jay Leno doesn't have a lot, because he does, but in today's economy, it would be hard for me to look at somebody who's not a billionaire yet as being very wealthy in today's economy, because things just are they cost so much more than they used to cost. So 30 years ago, 40 years ago, my conversation would have been a lot different, but the economy was so different then. The inflation was so much less, even though we felt the heat of it in the Reagan years and all of that kind of stuff that we glorified these days. It's just different. But I agree that.
Well, let me ask you this.
Hold on. Wait. Let me finish this thought. Let me just finish this thought. Trust me.
I didn't know.
Trust me. I'm going to give you back the floor. I agree with Jay Leno about owning everything. But I would bet that Jay Leno understands that owning everything does not mean being free of debt. Like you can own your cars. That you still have to get them registered every year. You still have to perform routine maintenance every year. Same thing with a house. You may own the house, but you may not own the property, so you still have to pay taxes, whether you own one or the other or both. So you're never free of debt. I'm sure Jay Leno understands forcibly that although he has a lot of money and he is able to generate even more money than he has, that he still has to pay the piper, regardless of what he owns or leases or whatever. So I agree with Jay Leno about ownership, because ownership gives you power. It gives you the power to make decisions about whether somebody builds something here or the direction that certain technology or industry is going to go. So I agree with him on that point. But I'm sure that he understands that he'll never be debt free. But we have to understand what being debt free means, regardless of what our station is. That's all I wanted to say. You got the floor.
Yeah, and I actually like you. You give a lot of pushback, which I have no problem with. But let me explain this, because first of all, you may have an unrealistic, and you change the goalpost, by the way. I see every time you change the goalpost, which you just did. Now notice how I'm going to shift back to the original discussion. See, the thing is this: if one owns a home, and you said one is never debt free, I understand that. But the point is, there's maintenance, yes. But what we really get at is what's called peace of mind. So, say for example, if a person pays off a mortgage prior to the 30 or 15 years, 20 years, whatever the mortgage, the duration was for, they pay it off. All right, they don't have that large debt. Sure, they have to maintain the house and pay the taxes. We all understand that. However, once one has paid off the major portion, it's easier, i.e. the peace of mind, to pay the taxes on it, all things being equal. You follow me?
I sure do.
Big difference. Wait a minute, let me just finish. That's a big difference, and that's what I'm talking about. See, you went to the extreme to make a point. And while I acknowledge your point, it's not the point. The point is to rid oneself of the major debt, like the mortgage, right? I just paid a boatload of money to get a vehicle that I own, a very nice vehicle. You can still smell the new smell. And this vehicle is it's over 10 years old. Let's just put it that way. And I paid that, but that was the maintenance. It's a perfect vehicle. They brought it back to about 98% of its original value, by getting the work done on it. So everybody understands that. But see what Jay Leno was saying, he owns in large part everything that he owns. He doesn't pay any mortgages. He pays everything off. So the debt that he has is minuscule. And again, I agree with you. There's always going to be the maintenance of certain fees, certain taxes. Now, there are ways to get around that, and we don't need to talk about that here, but just it will suffice to say that the mortgage is canceled. That's what we're talking about. The main source of debt is canceled. You follow me?
I sure do.
Peace of mind, which brings peace of mind. That's very important in the financial arena. Peace of mind, how well one can sleep at night with their financial obligations.
No,
that tends to be the rule of the day.
Well, I agree with that. I do. I just know that there are levels to this thing. So at the millionaire level or the multi-millionaire level, maybe for a Jay Leno or for some other wealthy entertainment icon, owning their assets 100% gives them peace of mind. For the person who works 9 to 5, who makes a high 5-figure or a mid 6-figure salary, they may feel the same way. My house is paid off, my cars are paid off, my kids' tuition is paid in advance. We're doing well, and both of them are doing well at the level that they are stationed at. But they both still have bills coming in, revolving accounts, regardless of what it is.
Right,
but wait a minute. Wait a minute. Just before you go into that,
go on, but I want to just jump in and insert this, and then I'll jump out if I may.
Okay, wait a minute. Before you go on, I want to make sure that we flip back to the topic. So I want to ask you a question straight up, and I'm interested to know what your answer is. If you had the choice of whether to inherit $500 million or to have to work for $500 million, both of them guaranteed, which would you choose?
Well, I answered that earlier. I answered that at the outset. You recall?
No, I didn't catch it. What's the answer?
Okay, yeah, I answered that at the outset. Anyway, what I said is it's better to earn it, but if one has the option, sure, it's desirable. Now, it may destroy you quicker. See, money is like any drug. It can destroy a person. And I appreciate your recitation of the lottery winners. That's a good example of money going in the hands of people who can't handle it. They end up much worse. Some of them end up dead or in more debt than they were before they won, right? So neither one is a panacea, right? However, to earn it is better because when one earns it, they've learned the intricacies of ownership, as opposed and when you juxtapose that to inheriting it, as I told you before, when people inherit money, they just go through it. I mean, everything they see, oh, I can buy that. Hey, There's no executive decision making. You know, they just burn through it.
Sir.
They don't manage it properly, so it's much better to earn money. And see,
now wait.
Speaking,
I'm asking you. Wait. I'm only asking you your person. Like I'm asking you personally. So this is a or B question. Which is better for you? I don't care about anybody else. I'm asking you personally. Would you rather?
That's what I answered for.
No.
I didn't answer for anyone else.
Yeah, but you didn't give me a concrete answer. Are you earning it or
yes,
are you inheriting it?
I said
which one?
Better to earn it.
Okay, so you would for yourself. Wait, so for yourself, you would rather earn it rather than inherit
yes.
it. Okay, that's
yes.
all. Okay, now so
you want me to say what I don't believe?
No. You think that you answered it with a certain level of clarity, and you didn't. Trust me, because I have a chat room and they're saying like you didn't answer it. You know,
I just did. Okay, this is your question. I'm reading your question.
Listen. We have the answer now. Okay,
but I answered it when I started the discussion.
No, you said it was better.
It is better to earn it for me.
Exactly. No, well, listen. You said it was better. The question was rather. The question was rather, not better. You know what you would choose is not always what you think is best. That's why
I would rather earn it. Right.
Okay. All right.
I would rather earn it than inherit it.
Okay.
Look at the lotto winners.
Mm-hmm.
I would be one of them.
Mm-hmm. Well, honestly,
there are fewer people with money, right? There are fewer people. Most people have enough money. They just don't manage it properly.
Okay. Well, for me,
most people have enough money. They just and this is where I look. Okay, may I continue or
no.
Jump in?
Yeah, let me jump in just for a second because we're running low.
Okay, go ahead.
We're running low with the time. I would rather inherit it because
I know you would.
Well, there's a reason I would rather inherit it because if I inherited it, I would feel like it's already in my bloodline. It's already in my DNA. It's already in my ideas. My idea. Deoxyribonucleic acid makeup. I'm already. I know, but I'm not just talking to you, sir. We have an audience. We have people. They I know you get it, and I'm not challenging you. But when I speak, I'm speaking not only to you, but I'm speaking to everybody else who may not understand these concepts as well as you do. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I'm saying is I would rather inherit it because that would put me already in the winning position. So if I inherit 500 seconds, if I inherit $500 million, I think it's going to be a lot easier for me to get to $1 billion than if I have to start from zero and earn $500 million. So I can already make it. I can make it to multi-billion way faster than somebody who's starting from zero because I already got 500 million ready. Now, I still have to work in order to get it to $1 billion. Well, I have to. I'm going to have to work to get it to 600 million, 700, 750, $1 billion, $1.5 billion, $1 billion quarter, $1.5 billion. You know, I would rather already be in the winner's circle and to improve my team even further than to have to start at zero, which may put me in a position where I'll never get to 500 million. I may have to find that I'm going to have to settle with 500,000 or 1 million or 5 million. But if I already got this 500 million, you can best believe I come from an upbringing that's going to show me that I could easily get to $1 billion because they've already put in that work. They've already shown me the way. So whether you're starting from zero or whether you're starting from 50, you still have to make it into the next digit that you want to go to. So
Right.
I can't
But the
compare.
evidence doesn't bear out what you just said.
No, what I'm saying is you keep bringing up you keep going back to lottery winners. Lottery winners are starting from zero. People who inherited money are not starting from zero.
You didn't hear me, or you
No,
forgot.
I did.
No,
I heard what you're
also
saying.
recited
I heard what you said.
people who inherit money, generally by the third generation, it's gone. And you're much more likely to work toward blowing the 500 million than you are increasing it to much more.
Okay.
That is the overwhelming arc of direction. See, I know what you're saying. You think, oh, I got this 500 million. All right, I'll increase it to $1 billion. No. Chances are, history shows us that you probably won't. You'll probably blow the 500 million.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Name some examples.
Well, and as I said to you, you can look it up. Look up people by third generation inheritances. What happens by the third generation of people who inherit money? They blow it.
I've never heard of anybody blowing 500 million. So
okay, but you're not in the financial industry, as it were.
Well, if you are, you should be able to give me
not necessarily the 500 million.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about serious.
Hold on. The inheritances they blow. Now it can be 500 million or less. It can be any figure around 500 million, but they blow it. See, what you're not understanding is, or at least you're playing devil's advocate, is that people are overwhelmingly more likely to lose money than they are to increase it. That's just a fact of reality.
Do you have one example?
You can sit here and say that, and I hear you saying that. I'm just telling you the evidence doesn't bear that out.
It depends on the level. You know what I mean? I know low-level millionaires who have gifted or left money to their family members, and their family members messed it all up. But they also did not.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
But they did not prime their family members to be able to maintain the wealth. You have to. There's a certain.
Sometimes, get this now. This is a new.
No. I can't let you. I can't let. I gotta interrupt you. What? Stop it. Stop. I gotta mute you for a second because we're at the end of the show and we gotta go ahead and push this thing ahead. So this is what I have to say. I had to mute you for a second. So just give me a chance to say this. There is a certain responsibility to the person who is leaving the inheritance as much as it is for the person who is receiving the inheritance. If you do not prepare somebody to receive something, then the way that they receive something from you may not be favorable to you when they receive it. So if you have children or whoever you leave your money to at your time of dying, if you have not shown them how to run a business, if you have not shown them the importance of maintaining wealth or generating wealth, creating wealth, if you have not brought them into the fold, and many of our entertainers have done this because the way that they have generated wealth was through their talent. So they're not many of them were not necessarily business people, and when you're not a business person, but you still, strike it rich, you're the one who knows how to blow the horn or sing the songs or dance to the music or act in the plays or the movies and things like that. You're the only one who knows how to do it. That's not where the money is. The money is in the person who creates, who builds those studios, who signs those contracts, and who decides who gets to act, sing, dance, and perform. That's where the money is. So if you have not taught your children or whoever you're going to leave your money to in your time of passing, then of course you can expect that your money is going to go away. You haven't shown them how to do anything. So your responsibility is to make sure that you prepare people for when you're not there anymore and let them know that it's important to you and for them to be able to carry on and put it into practice before you go. So that's what we're talking about when we talk about a show like this, about whether it's better to earn it or inherit it. Even if you inherit it, you still have to earn it. Inheriting something or receiving something or being given a gift doesn't absolve you of any responsibility. It actually should increase the responsibility. Like he or she gave you all of this stuff and you didn't even learn how to use it. Like you mean like your performer daddy gave you a Stradivarius and you didn't even learn how to play it, or at least to increase the value of it so you could sell it later on and get another one. You should at least learn how to sell some Stradivarius. Hey, um, and for our people, this is where we fall off. This is where the Michael Jacksons give back all the money. This is where we goof it up. This is where the Kanye West and all of that mess up and have people advocating like, oh yeah, but he's right about fucking that shit ain't right. He's a dummy. You know what I mean? The power is in maintaining, just like in any sport, just like in any game. The longer you maintain, the more opportunities you have forthcoming. And that's what you need to concentrate on the most. Listen, sir, I want to thank you for coming on. I really enjoyed having you on the show. I really did. I look forward to hearing from you again. And we will be back if you have time. If you discover us again, we'll rediscover us again tomorrow. We're on tomorrow at 1.
Yeah, I have a quick comment, if I may, though.
You can't. It's over. We're done.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you have a good evening. Thank you very much.
All right. Have a good one, man. He all right with me. Let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious January 6th, Insurrection Day. And they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box, Audrey Sample. Happy birthday to you, Audrey. And also Sudisant Latisha. Say this swan. It's something French, and I don't really know how to. Okay, anyway. Lomise Rodley turning 38 years old today, and William Boyd, happy birthday to you. And Casey Ann Osborne turning 38 years old today. And Shakira Riley, happy birthday to you. And Jackleton Jeb Horace turning 30 years old today. And Charlotte Princess Allen turning 54 years old today. And last but not least, my girl, the advocate for the what do you call it? The autism. She's an advocate for autism. Icy Lee Laverne Basket Bill. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you a good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. Turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, man, listen. Whether you earn it from zero or inherit it from halfway there, you still have a ways to go. We all have our personal station in lives, and we have to promote ourselves, propel ourselves to higher heights from wherever we are starting from. I would love to have millions of dollars to leave to mine. But when I do, I'm not going to rest on my laurels that they'll have enough money to maintain no matter how much they spend for the rest of their lives. Shoot, money goes by fast. They might mess around and try to buy a skyscraper. Boom, $1 billion gone. You know what I'm saying? You know, try to buy Texas Stadium or whatever. What's the AT&T? I don't know. Whatever that stadium is in Dallas, the Cowboy Stadium. It costs a lot of money, right? So a little bit of money don't go nowhere, and a lot of bit of money hardly goes anywhere also. So we have to decide and prioritize how we're gonna work our money, and how we're going to allocate it and how we're going to maintain it. So hopefully we all find a way to do a really good job at whether we get it from out the mud, or whether we get it from our mom and our daddy. But for me, let me be clear, I'd rather get it from my mom and my daddy. I'd rather be born winning and learn more about winning than to have to learn how to win. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather take my chances in the mansion than in the projects. That's just me. Call me lazy. I don't care what you're talking about. Still got to do the work. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. Make sure y'all hit that like button, y'all. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. So Blog Talk, we gonna get you out of here. Again, yeah. Again, yeah. And for my YouTubers, you know just how we do, but thanks for coming on through.
Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
I said for my YouTubers, you know just how we do, but thanks for coming on through. See you on the other side, my boobers. Yeah, on the other side, my boobers. Peace, y'all. See y'all tomorrow for the Urban Therapy with Sun Show, 1:00 p.m.